Hi, everyone. There's 6 people waiting for me. Thank you for being here. Yeah, hi, Diane. Well, I'm so glad you're here waiting for me. I had a rough week. Not only on my reselling, but also I have to tell you something about my dog. Yeah. No, she's not in here right now. She's out. She'll probably be in a minute. I have had a horrible week as far as selling goes. Last Sunday, zero sales. Monday, 0 sales. Tuesday, 0 sales. Wednesday, 0 sales. Today, I've had 2 sales. Actually, during the week sometime, I thought I got a sale, but then he never paid. And then I found out I tried to send an invoice because you can do that. If they don't pay in a couple days, you can send them an invoice like a hi Donna, like a reminder. But it won't let me send it because this person is out of the country. Hi Jane. So that sort of just went by the wayside. But I got 2 sales, one earlier today and one in just a little while ago. So at least I have 2 things. I will make a ship with me video tomorrow morning. I have to get at least one of those in this week. It's been just like a 0 week. I always wonder if somebody buzzes me here when I'm just coming on. Sometimes Bumblebee. Yes, she's watching on her phone. This is from Bumblebee. And yeah, so she sees. You lost a sale for the same reason. Canceled the order. Yeah. Well, they never paid, so I won't have to do anything except put it back in my inventory after I wait a little bit. There's always a chance it'll come through, but I think you're supposed to. I think there's a certain amount of time you're supposed to wait. I don't know. Yeah. But that's what's been going on here as far as any reselling. Nothing on Poshmark. Like 0. It's like it's turned off, but it's not. I've been active on the platforms. I have been listing up until the last couple days, and then, what happens to me instead of when I don't get sales, you should probably list more. Well, I have the opposite. It has the opposite effect on me. I don't feel like doing anything on anything to do with eBay or Poshmark. I know that's probably the wrong thing to do. But anyway, let me, well, I can here. Let me tell you about Penny. She had her regular exam scheduled for, when was it? Tuesday. She went to the vet. It was a full exam she was going to get, and whatever vaccine she needed, minus whatever I told her not to give. But she needed her rabies and distemper and some other things that have to do with things that they can get from wildlife. I always have her get that. But so she got her shots. She had her exam. She got her nails cut, she hates that. So they take her in the back to draw blood. And they didn't draw the blood yet. They took her in the back to cut her nails, and then they brought her out. Then they took her in the back again to do the exam, the whole exam. Because she usually does it right in front of me, so I don't know. This is the main doctor that I've seen forever. I don't know. Maybe they do it differently now. But Penny's so scared. She's hard to manage. She's hard to hold still. So I think she has a couple of her girls help her back there. But the doctor came out with Penny and told me that her exam was fine, except that she has a small, well, it's like size of a marble, a large marble, like probably almost the size of a shooter. In marbles, a shooter's a bigger marble. Back by her rectum. It's not in her rectum, and it's not in her anal sacs, but it's back in that area. And you can't see it. Like, this is something, she showed it to me then. I mean, she pushed it out so I could see it, sort of. It doesn't come out, but, she showed it to me. And the dog is just having a fit when she's doing this. And so she says that I would like to do a blood panel in case, to see if she's in good enough shape to, to have surgery to take this out. So she had a blood panel. She had blood drawn. She also had her heartworm blood drawn for her heartworm test. Because I was getting, besides the whole exam, I was also getting the flea and tick medicine for both the cat and the dog, and she was out of heartworm medicine. So all this is extra on top of the exam and on top of the $140 blood work. So I was really upset, of course, when I heard this about the mass by her rectum. I swear, every single one of my dogs, except for my Saint Bernard, every one of my dogs have died of cancer of some sort, not all the same kind. So I got the report the very next day about her blood. Her blood is in perfect condition, and she said to call her if I want her to do surgery to remove this mass. So I will probably have that done. It will cost $450 for the surgery, and then an extra $200 to have it a biopsy done and sent to the lab to see what type of a mass it is. Well, you're not going to have it removed and then not know what it is. So the whole thing will cost $650 unless there's something, goes wrong and they have to do more. But so actually I was surprised. I thought the cost would actually be more than that. So that didn't surprise me at all. So yes. But the funny thing about the dog is when she came home, I'm sorry if I burp. I'm drinking root beer. When she came home, she was a nervous wreck at the vet's office. And when she came home, she was still so upset. She had had her Prozac, that morning. I mean, I can't give her another one. She was very upset. She kept looking at me in the strangest way. Um, I'm telling you, she she looked she I think this dog has PTSD. Maybe instead of separation anxiety, maybe it's PTSD because, the reason she had to leave her home where she was in, where is it, South Carolina, I think she was at. She had a perfectly wonderful home there, but one of their dogs, she lived with 2 other English pointers, big full-size English pointers. One of the English pointers, attacked her several times. She had to go to the vet and, I mean, get stitches, and she was attacked. Well, uh, maybe from that, I don't know, but Jolene does tell me if on their walks, because Jolene walks her anywhere from a mile to 2 miles. It's usually a mile and a half to 2 miles every Wednesday or whenever it's not raining, with her dog. Now she gets along fine with her dog. It's a, Australian Shepherd, and they are great friends, and Penny looks forward to going for her walks. But Jolene says every time there's another dog coming by them, gonna pass them, Penny goes behind Jolene, or she wants to go out of the way. So she does not wanna meet any strange dogs. So I don't know, but the way she was acting, I mean, I'm not putting anything out there to say, because I'm an ER nurse. I know rape is a horrible thing. Believe me, I'm not saying anything that it isn't. Uh, Comparing my dog to, she looked at me like she needed a rape crisis nurse, and this lasted. It didn't just go away that evening. The next day, for half the day, she acted like this. She just looked at me like, "What happened? What happened? Why did you take me there? What happened?" And I don't know if she doesn't like her privates touched. I don't know, but I felt so bad. And now she'll have to go back. Of course, she'll be asleep. But I don't know. I hope y'all don't think I'm crazy, but I know my animals. I know, you know, especially this dog has been so close to me. And anyway, finally she got to acting okay. Um, the bunnies are gone from the yard as far as where they were. They're probably right back in the woods, but so she can be let off the off her rope when I put her out. So I think being out now and being able to run has helped. So now today, half of yesterday and today, she's been fine. But that is where we stand with my dog. But I am super upset about this. Um, can all pray that this is a fully encapsulated mass and that it comes back benign. But even where it is, it's going to be, and then she'll have to wear a cone, because if she has surgery, she can't be licking the stitches and everything right back there. It's someplace she can reach. So she'll have to wear one of the cones of shame. And all dogs hate that. So that's going to be a whole thing. So I don't know. I have to call and talk to the doctor about this. But I just needed a couple days off. Yeah. But getting back to Jane says same here. I don't know what that same here meant. Is it about dogs or is it about sales? Thank you. Please, yes, please, everybody pray for Penny, the outcome. I'll let you know when I'm going to have her have this surgery. Or I can just wait and watch it and see if it gets any bigger, but I don't want it to get any bigger. Yeah. You can't tell if this dog, the dog sleeps a lot when she's in the house, but this is nothing new. They're sort of like couch potatoes when they're in the house, and if they're outside, they're running, and she hasn't changed. And she's not a good eater, so I can't tell if she doesn't want to eat, most of one day, then that's nothing different. But I did come home and when I was at the grocery store, I did buy some boneless chicken thighs, and I boiled them up so she can have boiled chicken. If she doesn't want to eat her food, I can mix some of that in there. It's also easy on the stomach. But I did give her a little just because. Yes, please keep her in your prayers. So, what do you think is happening? Isn't this funny how things just stop? You can be just going along, selling a few a day, even if it's 2 a day, and then all of a sudden it just stops. I think that's so weird. And not only does eBay stop, Poshmark, well, Poshmark's been bad, but I've gotten nothing from Poshmark all week. Sales dead all week. Yeah. Starting the 1st of August, which is tomorrow. In Ohio, the 1st to the 14th of August is no sales tax. We don't have sales tax. I don't know if your states do that, if it's all states has a period of time. I think it's different if your state does do it, but our Ohio does it from August 1st to the 14th. And it's sort of to help with school expenses. I think that's how it started, to help with buying, parents buying a lot of school things kids need for school. But it counts for everything. It's everybody and everything. So anything that's taxed, there's no state sales tax on it. So that's good. I think maybe I should go buy my phone in the next couple of weeks. I would like to get a new phone. I found out a couple of things I wanted to have to do with YouTube. I can't do with this old phone. They're up to a iPhone 16 now, or 17. I don't know what it is, but I have a 10, a 10R. There's a couple things that it won't do. And I tried to put the new system on it, and it won't take the new system either. So, yeah. You have a tax-free weekend in Tennessee. Yes, we have 2 weeks. Yes, it's very nice, if you have anything in mind to buy, it's the time to buy it. I was going to go to that, Crazy Bins place today because today's Thursday. I was gonna go there because Dollar Day again, but it was pouring rain, this morning. It rained till, middle afternoon today, and we got a huge amount of rain, and it thundered a lot last night. The dog was a wreck from that too, uh, but that just lasted through the evening, and round the time we went to bed, it was still thundering, but then it stopped. But today it was just raining, no thunder. But she doesn't even like when it rains because she thinks the thunder's coming. This dog is a basket case. Uh, so I didn't go because of that. Yeah, I won't let her alone in a storm if I if I can help it for sure. Uh, I went out in my garden yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and just to look around. And because we've had hot weather, but every day it rained just a little bit every day, just enough to wet the ground, which I was thankful for. But just after a week of being out there, it is like a jungle out there. It is beyond me ever weeding. I'm a failure again as far as gardening. Well, not a failure because there's all kinds of food out there. I picked some tomatoes. I picked some more cucumbers, and I have a very nice acorn squash. And I didn't see it until I went outside the picket fence, and I was coming around outside, and the squashes grew through the picket fence and are now creeping across my front lawn. I have to make sure my guy that mows for me, uh, he won't be here till next Wednesday. I have to make sure he sees that, and he doesn't, mow over my squash and wreck my squash. But I have both butternut squash and acorn squash crawling through the fence and out into the lawn. And they'll do that, if you don't have strong trellis things for squash, which I don't. So I do have I will have lots of food. I have little eggplants. They're only this big. Little eggplants coming. My potatoes, the potato plant is beautiful. It hasn't started to flower yet, though. So if I can get to my bags of dirt out there, I have to do some more hilling, putting some more dirt inside the bags. I did leave about this much space inside the bag where I can fill it to the top. I don't think it'll mean much, but yeah. I will have potatoes too, I'm sure. But what else did I plant? Peppers. There are little peppers on there. There's little tiny peppers coming. So everything's growing. I don't think my red onions that I planted are going to do much because they're all shaded now. They're completely shaded by the squash plants and the cucumber plants and everything else that's growing up. But yeah, I've given cucumbers to Jolene. I've given them to Samantha. I have an abundance of cucumbers. But I haven't gotten to the pickling cucumbers fast enough that they didn't grow too big. I want them just little, like this. Well, they're like this when by the time you get to them, because they'll grow to full size, cucumbers if they're not picked at the right time. So, other than that, my yesterday Samantha came and we went grocery shopping and we went to pick up more bird seed and suet at Tractor Supply. So, I'm keeping my bird feeders filled, seeing lots of birds. I love that. And made sure the bunnies are not in the middle of the yard anymore. The little bunnies are back in the woods, and the dog can be let free again. So that's my stories for today. I'm not sure if they treat I'm not even sure if there is such a thing. I'm sure there is such a thing as PTSD in dogs, whether they name it or not. Jolene says yes, there is for sure. So I'd believe her first anyway. But I don't know if they'd treat that any different than, because I don't think the Prozac she's on is doing anything as far as for her being nervous or for her being, less, you know, nervous when I leave her. So I don't know whether to try to wean her off of that at some point and just see. We also tried was it Zoloft? Something else similar. It was just another one to try, but it was expensive. Was it Zoloft? I'm not sure. It was at least 3 times as expensive, and it didn't work any better, so we put her back on Prozac. But tell you the truth, I don't think it's doing anything. But she's up to date on all her shots now, and she's negative for heartworm, of course, because she's on heartworm medicine all the time. And I'm waiting to tomorrow to give them all their stuff, to give them their flea and tick and her heartworm medicine, so I can get it. Remember remember the date, the 1st. Okay, it's on the calendar. We went into Aldi. We got a couple things at that little store Mark's that I go to, and then we went to Aldi's, and darned if they didn't get some more plants in. Now they didn't have any orchids, but they had some really nice house plants, and we had just looked at house plants at Tractor Supply, and they were horribly expensive. So we go into Aldi's, and I got these 3 little plants. They're in a pot like about this big around. I mean, they're not big plants, but I got a little chaflura. I used to have a huge one, like a floor plant of that. The leaves are really nice. They have like a 5-leaf thing going on. And then I got now I won't be able to think of the name. What's the plant? It's a plant that grows down in Florida or is any tropical place, I guess. And it's the one you cut open and you put on burns. What's the name of that? It's that flat, pokey leaf one. Got one of those. Aloe, yes. Thank you, Donna. Yes, I got an aloe plant because I really like those. It's just this big. And another one, we're not sure the name of it, but it's really nice. It has sort of pointy leaves, and the the top of the leaves are green, and the undersides of the leaf is purple. So it's a nice looking plant. So I got those 3 plants. They were $3.29 each. Very good price after seeing those expensive plants. Mark's also has some decent looking plants, but we got these at Aldi's. So that's what we did yesterday. We went shopping. I told her if I decide to get a phone, because I just go up to the AT&T store if they have the one I want. I first have to decide which one I want, and then I have to call them to see if they have it in the store. And if they do, then I will wait and have Jolene go with me. She has iPhones also. I think she has a 16. I have to call my son. Everybody in my family has iPhones, so I have to call and see what they have. They all have new phones, I'm sure. And I'm back at the 10. So I think because my carrier is AT&T, so I'm hoping that they will set the whole phone up for me if I buy it there. So I have to decide what I'm going to do about the dog. Well, that's when I was thinking this surgery would be a lot more than it now will be. So that is what's happening here. Nothing really wonderful. On TV, on YouTube movies, I'm watching a series that's back on now. It's the old series, but they're putting it back on. And I never watched it when it was first on, called The Practice, because I love courtroom drama, courtroom stuff. It's about this lawyer firm. And I've been watching for 2 weeks. I mean, I'm all involved with all these people now. And they just had one on, like it went like I don't know how many weeks. I'm sure they showed each hour like a week apart, but now it's on all together so you can binge it. But it was about a serial killer. It was really good. So that just ended. So I started watching another one. But The Practice, if you haven't seen it, it's a good series if you like that type of, courtroom drama. So that is what I've been doing. What's everybody else been doing? Thank you, Jane. I try treats as a help to understand you love your pet. Yeah, she gets plenty of treats. I need the treat. I need treats. Here's my treat. My root beer. I look forward to this every evening. I think I'm addicted to root beer. It's the sugar for sure. I mean, that's all it is, sugar. Cindy's been working. Well, my daughter, who works in the factory, it's been dying in this heat. She will be so happy that the temperature has dropped. After the storm last night and through the night, the temperature dropped. It was only in not, I don't even think it got to 70 today. It was in the 60s. It feels wonderful out there. And it'll be so nice to sleep tonight after all those nights of hot, hot weather. Because I don't have air conditioning upstairs. I probably told you that a million times. But the dog stays up there too. Yeah, both of my kids work. My son works mostly outside, but sometimes inside, but it's not air conditioning. It it's not air conditioned where he works either, because they're either redoing buildings or building new buildings. He's in construction. And my daughter's in a big a factory type setting where they don't have air conditioning. Lots of fans, but no air conditioning. But they do have places where they can go to if they don't feel good from the heat. Like the break room, and so they really tell them, if you don't feel good, go and sit down in the air for a while. It's a very nice company to work for. When this dingles, I don't have to make sure this isn't Bumblebee talking. Oh, she's been moving stuff with her mom. Yeah. But if it's as hot as it's been here for you, I think it has been. That's not fun either. Moving stuff, anything outside. It was torture these last couple weeks here. And then with a little bit of rain every day, that means it's very humid, it's hot, and buggy. I don't like any of those things. As I've gotten older, I'm very picky about the weather I like. I like it in the 70s, not humid. Yeah. Well, let's hope we have a nice, long, nice fall. I think it's next week I have to get my hair cut. I would like it to be cool because I don't have any air conditioning in my car, thank you, chipmunks. And it's not till then the next week after that I go get the car fixed. Whereas at least until the chipmunks get back in there, I'll have air conditioning. Yeah, they won't do anything about, plugging up any holes or anything. Because the motor needs the air coming in when you're driving. So Yeah, there's nothing they can really do. So they say. I don't know. I'm not getting another one. I don't know if I'm gonna have to depend on Uber. Believe me, if I was young, I'd be getting a scooter. I don't think I better do that now. But I'll have to have probably some sort of a car, but it's not going to be a new one I have to, make big payments on. And it's not going to be any more leased cars because I'm like stuck here. I'm stuck with paying monthly. I can't turn it in early without a big fee because you have to just pay off the whole lease if you turn it in early or not. That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what I'll do. I'm not rich and I can't afford to have a driver, a chauffeur. My kids are far enough away they can't be driving me when I want to go places, and they're working. But I do have Samantha at least once a week, or when she would come. If I'd hire her, she would come more than once a week, probably. I have to see we'll have to talk about that. So I guess that I will close and make sure the cat gets her medicine on time this time. And yes, I will be sure to let you know what the doctor says about the dog or when she'll be scheduled. And I will be on tomorrow morning to show you what I sold today. I finally sold something, a top and a pair of shorts. I'll tell you that much. And a men's shirt and men's Bermudas. And it's not the same person got them. And it was the man that bought the board shorts that never paid for them, that's out of the country. A really nice pair of bright red board shorts that I've had forever. I was so happy when I got the sale, and then the sale never went through. But, oh well, that happens. Yes, prayers for Penny. Thank you, Donna. So I will see you because I'm doing these ship with me videos. They're early in the morning. Like I try to do them like 9 in the morning or so. And I do them live, so I don't have to do any editing or anything. So I'll be on in the morning. They're very, very short. Hopefully I'll get another sale tonight. Or maybe this is going to start me getting some sales. So thank you all for joining me. And thank you, Bumblebee, for being here. And I'll be back, hopefully for more ship with me's, but I will be back on Sunday for my short little what sold week, because it won't be much, but we can talk again. So I'll be back on Sunday for sure at 4 o'clock. So thanks for being here for me. See you then.